From a venue that's been sold out since it opened back in 2002, there's a look at the home of the Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
Ready. Set. Go, Rig. Go. Ready.
They'll run with a second-round pick from April's draft. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
Let's go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. The Patriots at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there and a first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. You talk about this Miami defense. And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
You have to like the way that they've played in the first month. They have to be very proud being a top 10 unit against the pass. Their goal, though, in this one, see if they can improve that ranking.
Got it.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Set.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Go.
To the air, May. Oh, his first throw of the game, going to be intercepted. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
And part of why they came into this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now, on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Devon Achane with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Okay,
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Now, the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
Now they go play action with May. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Come on, set. Ready.
Play action, May. And that's going to be incomplete. This defense for the Dolphins, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. Give them a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up third down.
60 Maverick. Set. Ready. 19 tight. 19 tight. Ready.
Here's May. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Marquise Bell. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thornton. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Looking to throw, May. And that is incomplete. You talk about this Miami defense. And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
Throwing here is May. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go. Check, Bobcat. Check, Bobcat. Mustang 19. Hunt.
From the shotgun, it's May. Got a man. It's Diaby Brown, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Shut up.
A quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 10 more there and another first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
They'll throw with May. A short throw to Musgrave. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 more yards there and another first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Warrior 70. Ready.
To throw, it's May. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Throw caught by Musgrave. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Come on, set.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now's where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Right, let's go now.
Built fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
And he is out of bounds here. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, fellas, listen up.
Waddle, the motion man right.
Ready, set.
Looking to pass. Tua. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he's out right at the 25.
Yeah, ready. Long. Hey! Turbo 1, high.
Tua sets up to pass it. Oh, wide open, complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there for Miami, and even 40 yards. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now Tua. It's complete downfield, out left to his running back. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Solo left Zion.
Tua to throw again. Buying time to his left. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Dolphins take a 3-touchdown lead.
This is a great decision right here. Out of the pocket to his left, and he knows if he waits too long, the defense is going to be all over him. So he makes a decision to go and wins the race to the pylon.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. 21-0 our score after one. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend. But you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here?
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up. And the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge, because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it. This is Ramondre Stevenson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Come 19, come 19. 18, Rattler, 18, Rattler. Check go.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Check smash, ready.
From the shotgun, May with it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Ready up.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Let's go. Ready.
They're going to try and throw. His throw, a good one, and it's caught. And he's going to be taken down, but he has the first down on a well-executed double pass.
Set it.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run. But for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37.
Dragon 60.
From the gun, it's May. And he rifles one incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
They'll look to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 22-yard line.
Ready.
Back to throw again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
7 Pirates. 60 Eagle. 60 Maverick. 19 tight. Ready.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Come on. Set. Go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
So they do come up with their first points of the game, but Charles, the question is going to shift to their defense.
Yeah, the way things have gone, 3 points could become insignificant fast if this grows to 28-3 or 35-3. They need this defense to come up with a stop, and they need to do it now.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Here's Tua. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
Right, let's go. Turbo 1.
From midfield, here's Tua. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Trap 60. Warrior 70. 18, Pioneer. Ready.
To the air, May. Man open downfield is Diggs. He's got it. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
18, Rattler. Hut, hut.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35. Jordan Brooks on the tackle. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
Set. Go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
Pass to Brown. He's got it on the crossing route. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
Got it. Ready? Panther 11. Panther 11. Set. Dragon 60. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
Okay, break. Let's go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 66 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. And if his coaches are correct, we're going to see a lot more runs like that from this young rookie going forward.
And you know, slapping each other on the back up in the boots right now? The scouting department, because they really recommended this guy highly, and he's justifying their faith in him.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Ready, ready?
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now May on the sneak, and he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Miami defense trying to keep them out. They haven't let them in yet. Can they hold again here on 3rd and goal? Now May on the sneak, and he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Drake May scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Patriots are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Now for the point after. And this is up and good. It cuts the lead to 28-10 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs. In this case,
a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Here we go, set. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Street. Rig it. Ready.
Throwing here is May. Yeah, this one's going to sail on him a bit, and it's incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Hut.
Here's May. Eluding the pressure right. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Dolphins will take over here just shy of the 30.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Lucas Van Ness getting free there to bring him down. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff, and the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And bulldozing his way through. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they open the lead up now to 25. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Ready. Go.
On play action, May. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Ready up.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Mustang 19. Come on. Set. Hey, smash Bronco. 19 Lion. Chap 60. Hut.
Looking to throw, May. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Andre Sisco. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now he'll escape to his left. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Tua going to throw. Forced out to his left. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
No sign of Tua departing. 4th down, they're going for it. Tua on 4th down. Dancing to his left. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Dolphins are pouring it on. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A big play there for New England. 53 yards.
Roll. Set.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll let their wide receiver take this one. It's Diggs. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
This is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Luke Musgrave from 3 yards out. And the Patriots get a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle. And that will cut this lead down to 25. The kicking unit out for the Patriots as they send this one away. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Ready.
Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
Ready, set.
Looking to pass. Tua. Tua hit, and the ball is out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short. Tua sets up to pass it. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
20 TX.
Now Tua. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Hey, turbo one.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, a dynamo since the break. 3 third-quarter touchdowns. And the Dolphins get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Tua and the Dolphins offense staying put. They'll go for 2.
Turbo 3.
They're going to try and run. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Set up. Check. Hurt. 18. Pioneer. Cup 19. Ready.
To throw, it's May. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Now 3rd down and very long.
18 Rattler. 79 Bronco. Ready.
They'll throw with May. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
And that is every quarterback's worst nightmare. You had the perfect play call. The seas parted perfectly. You had your guy wide open. He could have run for days, but he overshoots him. And that's one he'll think about for the next month.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Hut, hut.
They'll try and throw for it with May. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill from 10 yards out. And the Dolphins are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Seven Pirates.
From the shotgun, May with it. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 19 tight, 19 tight. Get up.
From the gun on third down is May. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the third quarter. Back now in Foxborough. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Ready? Hurt. Buffalo 18. Ready?
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
Come on. Set. Mustang 19. Set, go.
Back to throw again. Throw caught by Musgrave. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
19 Lion. Trap 60. Ready?
From the shotgun, it's May. Flushed out right. And his throw here's incomplete. Another incomplete pass there. We've seen a bevy of those. This secondary, they've been pretty good, haven't they?
They certainly have. They've allowed the one touchdown through the air, and they're going to be upset about that later when they watch the game tape. But other than that, they've been absolutely rock solid.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Pats at the line ready to go. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. And my goodness, another interception. Racing to the end zone, and he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Sanders now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Set. Hey, check that. Go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Fourth down, here's May. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Facing a fourth down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion. Hands it off out of the gun. Room here to run. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd.
19 Tiger. Check go.
To the air, May. And this is caught. It's Brown. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. De'Ami Brown 37 yards. And the Patriots get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Ready.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Street. Ready. Cup 19. 18 Rattler. 79 Bronco. Panther 11. Dragon 60. Ready.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Flush to his right. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
Hey, smash Bronco. Let's go now. Hut.
Looking to throw. Open man is Diggs. He's got him. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
18 Cardinal. Set. Ready. 7 Pirate. 60 Maverick. Go.
Here's May. Here's a diving catch right side. And the Patriots are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. They get this out left, and he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. They'll try to run this one in. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Point after, right down the middle, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Ready.
This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the fourth quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
This is Smith with a grab. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Tua and the Dolphins offense staying put. They'll go for 2.
East right, snug.
Tua going to try and throw for it. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it, so a sack on the 2-point try. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Play action. May. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
Throwing here is May. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Here we go, shot. Big Lion. Ready.
Looking to throw. May. That's complete to Baker. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Okay, ready?
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Ready? Herc! Herc! Right there, Herc! Ready?
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Check smash, check smash. Cup 19, Cup 19.
To throw, it's May. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to get this all the way inside the Miami 15. A gain of 37.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
That's complete right around the 8. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
Viking 18. 79 Bronco. Go.
Toward the pylon, caught. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Low.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Airing it out deep for Smith. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Corner, long. Ready, set?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got his man. It's Thornton. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Miami, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Meanwhile, for New England, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.